A wonderful Monday. I always have to look up in my computer to figure out what day it is because I literally never know what day it is. Like, I am the worst with knowing what day it is. It could be Sunday. If it's Friday, I know it's always Friday. It could be Tuesday or Thursday. I never know. We got Instagram over here. We got YouTube up here. I'm going to be reading from my first book and my third book, Keto for Women. Just pretend I'm holding it. I'm sitting on the floor in yet another hotel room, just straight chilling, aka recording podcast episodes. And I thought I needed a little break from recording the podcast and doing all the things. Then I wanted to jump on here and hang out with you guys. So I'm going to read to you. I'm going to answer questions. If you have questions, if my YouTube friends have questions, just write them in the comment box. If my Instagram people have questions, you can write them also in the comment box. I guess I could have killed two birds with one stone there. And I'm going to copy in what we're talking about today. I included a link because I'm going to be talking about dry farm wines a little bit. And so many of you will ask me what the URL is and I won't know. Also, I just had like 4 keto cups, and as I was eating them, I realized they were the coffee version, which I don't love because there's caffeine in it. And I'm really jazzed up, so this is going to be a blast. Hello from the East Coast, real East Coast keto. Hey, guys. Hey. I think you guys are working on a book, aren't you? That's exciting. Oh, hair everywhere. Okay, let's do this, right? So before we get going, for those of you who are new around these parts, I'm doing these book reading events. I started in April. I'm going to go till June until we leave for Panama. And these events are sponsored by Perfect Keto. So if you guys have like all your things in your Perfect Keto cart and you're like, I just don't want to spend that much money, you can go to Perfect Keto, use the coupon code COOKBOOK20 and get 20% off all of the full-size goodies. You can only use this coupon code once, so use it wisely. I highly recommend their MCT oil powder, definitely unflavored. Their exogenous ketones in peach because they make awesome gummies. The recipe is in this book. And also, you're going to need about 24 boxes of their cookie dough keto bars and 47 boxes of their brownie bars. You're welcome. No, I'm just kidding. You don't need that many, but like, I wouldn't be opposed to ordering that many, and I would totally eat all of them and be the happiest girl in the world. Mama Goes Keto says, I love Perfect Keto products. Love, love, love them. Me too. I love them. They're like probably my favorite brand across the board because they just have so many different things, but it's tied between them and Paleo Valley because like I really love their beef sticks and I really, really love their apple cider vinegar complex. It's so difficult to choose a favorite. Okay, without further ado, today we're going to be chatting about alcohol on keto, which is so funny because a couple of years ago, I knew nothing about alcohol. Like when I was writing this book, I had to look up everything because I had no idea what I was talking about when it came to alcohol. I was totally clueless because I had gone many, many years without alcohol. I can't even remember at this point. It had to have been at least 8. I don't even know. Maybe I wrote about it. I can't remember. But I wasn't a drinker. And then we moved into a sailboat and we were out on the ocean and I drank. Like, I just need a drink. There are some days that are so stressful and the only way that I can just like wind down, and yeah, I can meditate and all that, and I do, but the only way I can wind down in a social setting, watching the sunset, is with a sundowner. I need alcohol. I mean, I don't need it, but I'll maybe have like one drink every other day and I really enjoy it. But on keto, we do need to be mindful of the types of alcohol that we're drinking and the types of mixers that we're using. So in yesterday's live where we chatted about oils and proteins and sweeteners, a bunch of you recommended that we talk about alcohol. So I thought today we would chat about all things alcohol and mixers. So again, I'm going to be reading from this bad boy right here and also my newest book, Keto for Women. We are on page, let me see here, 86 of Keto for Women. So I'm just going to put this here, make sure it's working over here. Okay. Maybe I'll choose Okay. From Keto for Women, alcohol is good for you in moderation. Studies focused on the health benefits of having a drink every now and then have found that it may reduce the risk of these health concerns: bone atrophy, cognitive impairment, coronary heart disease, erectile dysfunction, type 2 diabetes. And notice how I said a drink every now and then, and may. I wouldn't plan a bender with your pals in the name of strengthening your bones. And if you're someone who doesn't respond well to alcohol or doesn't know when to stop, I'd avoid it. In fact, I personally have avoided alcohol for a very long time, not getting the glass of wine I had to celebrate signing the book deal for this very book, which I also did. No, I didn't do for the keto diet. I mean, it all kind of meshes together. When you've written 3 books, you kind of just don't even know what's in what book or the other book. You're like, it's in my books. Just like get all 3 of them. You're going to love them. You're welcome, right? Like I can't tell. So I'm just going to go like that. Okay, there we go. So that's a little bit about alcohol. We're going to go to the next page. Okay, so the way I see it is there are a bunch of different alcohol choices, some good, some bad, some not so great, some okay. And I think like the most common alcohol for us ladies, which most of you I'm guessing or assuming are women, wine. I'm going to also make sure that that's down. Wine is a big, big, big thing. So I'm going to read about this piece on wine because not all wine is created equal. And I thought that like all red and white wine, if it wasn't sweet like port wine, then it was probably lower in carbs than other options. And I just thought it was like grapes that were fermented, but that's not the case at all. There are wines that are super, super bad and have sugar and flavors and everything. So I'm going to read from page 88. Now, I have the digital version of Keto for Women up on my laptop. That's why I keep moving Instagram video over so that I can read. Wine has no nutritional label and no ingredients label. How do you know what you're really drinking? In short, you don't. And then there are potential wine ingredients that you'd probably be best avoiding. How do you find a good wine? Look for wine that is organic or biodynamically farmed. This means it's free of most spray chemicals, including pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, insecticides, and chemical fertilizers. Like wine has a lot of this stuff, guys. Second, you want to look for dry farm. Dry farm wines or dry farm vines get their water from natural rainfall, which requires the roots to dig deeper and search for the water. The deeper the roots go, the more nutrients that they have access to, which makes for a healthier wine. Number 3, you want to look for a wine that's additive free. Additives are sometimes used to change flavors, add coloring, increase sweetness, and a whole lot more, but you don't want to put them in your body. Additives include, but are not limited to, sulfites, grape juice concentrate, tartaric acid, oak essence, coloring, commercial yeast, egg whites. What else? Pasteurized whole skim or half and half milk, granulated cork. You have gelatin, soy flour. Can you believe this? That there's this stuff in wine? It's crazy. Also, you want to look for a wine that's low in alcohol. So alcohol is toxic. So is water and oxygen in the wrong dosage. Dosage matters. Low alcohol wines allow you to enjoy the benefits and taste of wine without feeling like you just got hit over the head by like a brick, a 2-4, something pretty heavy, a coconut tree, who knows? One of those things, you're getting hit over the head with it and you feel like garbage the next day, and that is not the point of drinking. The 5th thing to look for is sugar-free. When wines are allowed to fully ferment, all the naturally occurring sugars are converted to alcohol with no residual sugar remaining in the wine and no additives thrown in to sweeten it. A wine is sugar-free, and most American wines are not sugar-free. So in the links or the pinned comment below, you'll see alcohol on keto, dryfarmwines.com/Leanne Vogel. For everyone on YouTube, I've included this in the description of today's episode. So if you want to click down below, check out Dry Farm Wines. That's the only wine that I drink. I've also been playing around with wine spritzers. So I'll use Dry Farm red wine. I haven't done this with white yet. And I'll mix it in with some fizzy water. I've been using the Waterloo fizzy water because I really like their flavors. They have a strawberry one and a grape one. So I'll usually use like half fizzy water and half wine. I use the strawberry flavor and it is amazing. It's amazing. And when you order from Dry Farm Wines, you get 1 bottle of wine for a penny by going to dryfarmwines.com/Leanne Vogel. And they're just the best. And the wine is dry and it's good and I don't get hangovers by it. It's totally keto. It doesn't have sugar. What else? You can get a subscription base. So you can set up like, I want 6 bottles of wine every 2 months or 12 bottles of wine every month. Depends how much you drink. But I thoroughly enjoy them. I share them with everyone. Whenever anyone comes on our boat, we always serve it to people that like wine and they really enjoy it. And they always ask like, this wine tastes different. What's up with this? And then I explain the different benefits of finding a dry farmed wine. And then I give them the information about dryfarmwines.com. So I really, really enjoy these guys. So that's wine. Okay. And then I'm going to show you a little design in this book right here on the different types of alcohol options. So that's what I'm going to be reading from. It's on page 120. If you don't have the book, well, you can go to ketodietbook.com to grab your copy. And again, it's page 120. So where did I put? Okay, so let's just go through each one. Champagne, the best choices are Brut Natural or Brut. That's a good choice if you go for more of the dry champagnes. We talked about wine, whiskey, bourbon, brandy, scotch, and cognac. I hope I said that right. I don't really drink cognac. These are pretty good. You have a 0 carb count, 0 sugar. I like to enjoy like bourbon on the rocks. Whiskey is really good with stevia cola or just like the stevia-based cola. And they have those new mixers that with stevia, but I find them like super stevia-ish. So I just keep the Zevia. And then you have brandy with apple cider vinegar. Seriously, try this. I actually just ordered a bunch of apple cider vinegar concentrates from Canada. And I'm going to play around with adding those to different alcohols. But so good with apple cider vinegar. You can even do like a steep tea and then chill it in the fridge and then mix that with your brandy. That's also really good. You can even drop a little bit of stevia in there. My personal favorite is from Now Foods called Stevia Glycerite, and that's what I do with all of our mixes. Oh, another great tip for whiskey and especially vodka. And what else do I use? Mostly vodka, whiskey, or tequila. There is a dried tea. Why can I not think of the dried tea powder? Oh my gosh, I totally spaced. I use it all the time. Okay, hold please. I'm going to look it up because it is amazing. Boop, boop, boop. Why am I not remembering what they're called? Oh, Pique Tea. Pique. Gee, Leanne. If you go to piquetea.life/healthful pursuit, you can save upwards of 25% on this dried tea. And all you got to do is add water to a jar. Add the dried tea powder, shake it up, then add your alcohol, add some ice, maybe some lemon juice. Guys, seriously. And this is such a great way to flavor your alcohol without adding carbs, and they're beneficial for your gut and all that stuff. Yes, Pique Tea, awesome stuff. I love it. I can't believe I forgot the name of it. Who am I? It's been a long day. So that's brandy. Then we already talked about white wine. There are also options for light beer. I'm not really a beer drinker. If anything, I'll go for like a super dry cider. But that's an option too. Your best choice for light beers are going to be things like Beck's Premier Light, Bud Light, Coors Light, Michelob Ultra, Michelob. Oops. Well, that's a spelling mistake. I'll be sure to submit that. And MGD. These things happen. Okay, and then you have vodka, gin, clear or dark rum. Let me just see here. Yeah. Best choices are going to be on the rocks, herb-infused vodka and water. Kettle One makes botanically infused vodka. We have all the flavors, and I love that stuff just with water and a drop of Zevia. It's awesome. It's botanically infused. stuff is great. Now, granted, they are not gluten-free, but I don't react to them, so I enjoy them. But if you are celiac, I wouldn't use the Kettle One botanical vodkas, but they're very good. Unfortunately, you cannot find them in Canada. I've checked. They're just, I can't find them anywhere. But if you are in Canada and you found them, please let me know. Gin with mineral water and lemon slices, rum and Zevia Cola are also good mixers. Then you have hard cider, which we already talked about. Now, the carb count can go from 1 to 30 grams, so you really got to make sure it's like a dry cider. A lot of the times, if you're unsure of the brand, you can always contact them and ask them how long it ferments and if it's a dry cider or if it's overly sweet. Your best options that I've been able to find are Balmer's Original, Mercury Dry, Strongbow Low Carb. Then you have your regular beer. Now, that carb count is 9 to 13 grams. Stout is going to be carb count of 20 to 25 grams. And umbrella drinks can have upwards of 90 grams of carbs per drink. Now, here's the thing. Umbrella drinks. So I order a couple of umbrella drinks. I call them umbrella drinks just because they're pretty and fancy. I really like regular margarita. Like you can just order a margarita and just ask them to use ask if they use real lime juice. So I'll use real lime juice and I ask for no agave or no sweetener. And sometimes I'll pack my own. If I know we're drinking, I'll just bring my own stevia and mix it in. And for frozen margaritas, a lot of like little local places will make their own frozen margaritas. So just ask for no triple sec and no sweetener. Now you also have to make sure that they're not using like a frozen margarita mix because that'll have a lot of sugar. But that's really how I order margaritas. I mean, I drink a lot of margaritas, more than any other drink. And then at home, I use things like the Peak Tea packages. I drink dry farm wines with the Waterloo fizzy water that I really like. And that makes like a nice little drink. It also extends wine. Like if I'm having guests over and it's like a spring summery get together and I don't want to use up all my wine, I'll mix in the fizzy water with the wine. So it's like I'm serving wine, but they're not drinking all my good stuff. I thoroughly enjoy doing that. And then fizzy water is really great. The stevia droplets are really great. And I think that's about it. I just want to make sure that I covered everything for alcohol-based situation. If you have questions about alcohol or anything, feel free to post it here. Let's just see. Champagne, red wine, stout, umbrella drinks. Yeah, I think we covered it, guys. Hey, Vanessa. Hi. Yeah, so that's kind of how I do alcohol on my ketogenic diet. Mixers and things like that. Oh, other mixers that I didn't even think of. Kombucha, water Kavita is really good. Water kefir. You can use unsweetened cranberry juice. I'll sometimes make my own and just like crush some cranberries at the bottom of the jar while I'm mixing it. Lime juice, lemon juice, cucumber juice is another good one. Cucumber slices. I use a lot of coconut milk. That can be another good one. Oh man, I have so much fun with alcohol on the boat. I wish you guys could all just like come for sundowners. Is Strongbow low carb in Canada? I have not seen Strongbow low carb in Canada, but you could also just look on their website and see if it's there. Because I mean, there's so many liquor stores, it's impossible to know all the things. Prosecco. I'm pretty sure that's okay. Prosecco. Yeah. If it's dry, yes. I crush raspberries as a base for drinks. That is brilliant. Yeah. Any sort of berry crushing, and like you don't need like a fancy bar situation. I just use a mason jar and a spoon and I just like crush things, put some ice in there, shake it up, make a drink and repeat. That's my favorite way to make the drinks. You don't need anything fancy, and then you can reuse the mason jar for like making salad dressings. Awesome. So I read from this book right here, The Keto Diet. You can find out more at ketodietbook.com. And then I also read from Keto for Women, just pretend I'm holding it. And that comes out June 18th. You guys can find out more by going to ketoforwomen.com. And when you pre-order before June 18th, you get entered to win a 12-week video training program, Happy Keto Body, a VIP access, which gives you lifetime VIP coaching. And you also lock in the best price for the book. And you are also guaranteed a copy of the book. And I was just told that Prosecco is 1 gram of carb only. Awesome. Yeah, I thought it was something like that. I just could not remember. I mean, there's so many options. It's good you guys are here. Crushed ginger and sparkling water and add for a Moscow mule, sparkling water and stevia with lime. That'd be really good. Don't Moscow mules, no, I'm thinking the Russian drinks. I've made something similar, but I added milk. I mean, there's so many things. So yeah, that's from the book. Those are all the alcohol things. Again, if you want to learn more about Keto for Women, go to ketoforwomen.com, put in your pre-order, and then also enter to win one of 3 VIP memberships because that's a really big deal. And I will see you guys later this week where I'm going to be reading from my cookbook a little bit more. And I hope you guys have a great start to your week. And hopefully I'll see you in a couple of days. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. I loved talking all things alcohol with you today. Who knew? Okay, bye. Bye, guys.